One of my favorite sayings is there are lies, there are damn lies, and then there are statistics. And I'm going to try to bring you some statistics today the best I possibly can with my limited resources. So take some of this with a grain of salt. But if you want to understand what's going to happen in the next 2025 season of real estate, stay tuned. First of all, I apologize for my face. I was trying something new and not liking it. We're going back to the beard as soon as possible. So the first thing I want to focus on is actually going to be the average days on market and the list price median, basically telling us what is happening around us and what we can glean from that information. So this here is going to be Bell County specific. Every market is different, and I will say it till the day I die. Real estate is hyper local. What your neighborhood does can be different than what a neighborhood down the street does. It just depends on many different factors. People want the brightest, shiniest stuff. That's just the nature of the human being. So Bell County, $100,000 to $1 million, taking out some of the outliers just in case, especially for some of those more expensive buildings that are going to take a lot longer. The average listing price is somewhere between $250 to $275 is the median list price. And as you can see here, for the past 5 years, we had our nice big dip of days on market into the late 2022s. Everything starts to steam back up in 2023. A really weird dip that I cannot explain in 2023 for some reason. And then we're coming back up to a general trend, back to what, if we could go back far enough, which I can't here, you go back to 2010 to 2019, that 10-year time span. Homes take time. That's just the nature of real estate. It is a slow-moving product. It's not very liquid, and so it does take time to sell a home. So if you're expecting to sell the house in less than 90 days, unless you price it really well, and it is the biggest, brightest thing on the block in terms of best bang for buck, it's just going to take a little bit more time to sell, and you're going to have to work a little bit harder, be patient, and let it do its thing. The next thing we want to take a look at here for the last 5 years is the actual trend in pricing. So as we can kind of see here with this nice big dip in how long it took to sell a house, and meaning there's way more demand for the product, we saw a nice increase in prices. But generally only about $75,000 in terms of overall median price. And it is something to be really cautious of, to think that you can get double the price from a house that you bought only 3 or 4 years ago. That's just not the way it works. The thing to consider, and this is a great exercise I try to get my clients to go through, is home prices generally raise anywhere between 3 to 5% over time. Take your price that you purchased the house for, multiply it by 1.03 to start, all the way up through your years. Now, it's a simple process. It's not exactly the way it would work out in terms of appreciation, but it's a good exercise to look through and try to say, hey, what could I possibly get this for if it was just standard appreciation? Then go to 5%, and in some cases maybe go to 10, because we have had some weird years there with the 2021 and from 2020 up till basically this time, where you have this crazy fluctuation of high prices and then dips in the market. So over time, that's going to balance out. I don't have that data yet, but I am searching for it to try to bring it to you as soon as I can in terms of how much have we actually increased. It's a really hard thing to determine, but I'm working on it. Anyhow, if it's anything more than 10%, I'd really caution that your pricing is maybe not necessarily set where it needs to be, and set that expectation to understand a little bit more. We need to dig in and find something that reasonably says it should be worth this price, right? That's where we always go back to the historical data and say, what did a home sell for 3 months ago? That's most likely what the current market is going to want and what the demand is, and we can price it accordingly from there and then watch it as it goes along. And that's the biggest thing. You've got to watch it as it goes along. Last thing I want to touch on real fast is mortgage rates. According to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and all of the big guys out there, it is going to be a repeat year from last year, and I think that's going to be very true. I don't think we're going to see any major dips in interest rates. I hope to get a mortgage guy on here to help us get through a little bit more of the nuance of the mortgage side of things, if you want to geek out with that with me. But the last 3 years, we started in 2022 around 3.9. Okay, we all remember that. And we start to steadily work our way up here from 2024, beginning around here or so. There's November 2023. We're hovering around 7.2% for 30-year. I always recommend a 30-year. Ask me why later. And right now we're hovering right around 6.8. You can watch this every day. It's actually really kind of fun. But if we go back to all time, back in 2000 and where's 8? 2007. So here we go, 2006, 2007, you've got a nice big peak up to 6%, and then we've got to 2008 crash coming up. There's the crash at about 5%. It starts to go down. and it starts to work its way back down as we're trying to recover from the 2008 crash. But if you had your home from 2008 to now, you're not even thinking about what it was. The thing is that homes are going to sell one way or the other. People who need to move are going to move. There's always homes moving. The question is your home the right one for them, and how can we position it to be that case? And that's where we help you do that, and where I come in to help you get that done. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one.